They say saltwater heals all wounds. I used to believe that before I learned some people are the wound. My name is Mara, 34. I run a charter boat named the Wayfinder. The ocean is my employer, my therapist, my only constant. The smell of diesel and brine is my truth. Tonight it smells like a lie. My father stands on the dock, his shadow long in the evening sun, pointing at a crack in the hull. "You'll need to fix that before the season," he says, as if I hadn't already ordered the materials. "Can't have the family business looking shabby." The family business. The words are a cage. He retired 5 years ago, handed me the keys and a mountain of debt he'd never mentioned. "She's all yours, kid." His freedom was a gift. Mine was a transaction. My sister, Lena, arrives in a sundress, her husband trailing behind with a bottle of wine that costs more than my fuel for the week. "To Mara," she toasts, her smile not reaching her eyes. "Still playing captain. It's so authentic of you." I try to speak, to tell them about the new corporate contract I landed, the one that will finally pay off the last of the loan. But my voice gets lost in the cry of the gulls. Maybe I'm not built for celebration, just for endurance. Then my father turns, his gaze sweeping over my sun-bleached hair and work-rough hands. "You know, Lena's husband just made partner. A real captain of industry." He chuckles at his own joke. "Not like our little sailor." The dock seems to sway beneath my feet. The ropes in my hand feel like tethers. If you've ever been the practical one, the sturdy one, the one who does while others are, you'll understand. If I'm just the little sailor, why did you sign the business over to me when it was sinking? The night they called me their humble anchor, I stopped pretending I was holding them up by choice. Started with a storm. A real one 8 years ago. The kind that chews up boats and spits out splinters. My father's voice on the phone was a thin wire of panic. "Mara, the insurance. It won't cover it all. We'll lose her." I was working a clean, dry job in the city. I sold my apartment. My 401k evaporated into boat repairs and marina fees. "You're saving the family legacy," he'd said, his hand on my shoulder. He always had a legacy that needed saving. The years blurred. My friends bought houses, had babies. I bought new bilge pumps and prayed for a good season of tourists. My social media was a curated lie of sunsets and freedom. Theirs was a parade of my sister's perfect life, funded by the capital I provided. At the marine supply store, old Tom caught me staring at a bill I couldn't pay. "Rough tide, Captain?" he asked, his eyes kind. "Just budgeting," I lied. "For what?" he pressed. Had no answer. The truth was a black hole. Over greasy coffee it spilled out. Years. The inheritance I'd poured in. The salary I never took. The life I'd deferred. He didn't draw numbers. He just listened, then said the words that changed the current of my life. "A boat is only an anchor if you never cut the line." The silence after was louder than any storm. For the first time, I wondered what I might become if I stopped holding them in place. His words hit harder than a nor'easter. For years I called it duty. But duty doesn't demand your soul. That night I opened the business ledger. My father's modest draw for his retirement. My sister's family loans that were never repaid. The meter had been running on my future for a decade. 5 a.m. The horizon was a sharp, clean line. My finger hovered over the keyboard. Transfer to family account. 8 years of my life. A slow drowning disguised as loyalty. "Are you sure you want to cancel this payment?" I pressed confirm. The silence that followed was the most peaceful sound I'd ever heard. For the first time in a decade, the next dollar I earned would be mine. The phone rang before I'd finished my coffee. My father, then my mother, then Lena. A symphony of outrage. "After all we've given you. The business. The legacy. You're ungrateful." I didn't answer. I blocked the numbers. By noon it was cousins. By evening family friends. The network was efficient. My lawyer, a sharp woman named Rita, called it financial emancipation. I called it learning to breathe underwater. The next week I sat with a banker. Her office smelled of new carpet and possibility. She scrolled through my statements. "You've been subsidizing their lifestyle while carrying all the risk," she stated, her voice crisp. "That's not a family business. It's exploitation." The word landed clean and surgical. Not legacy. Not duty. Exploitation. The world tilted back to its true axis. I hadn't been the anchor. I'd been the seabed they'd been mining. Rita helped me restructure. "Let's build a business for you, Mara. Profit sharing. A real salary. A future." Words that felt like a foreign language now sounded like a homecoming. That afternoon, I deposited my first full charter payment into my own account. It felt like a declaration of independence. This boat is mine. This life is mine. I started the engine. The familiar rumble felt different. Not a chain but a heartbeat. 3 months pass. The calls have stopped. The silence is a bomb. I landed the corporate contract. The money is real and it's mine. This morning my first mate grinned at me. "Captain, we're in the black." Actually in the black. For once, success doesn't feel like a betrayal. Now dawn tastes different. Coffee on the deck, not with dread, but with purpose. I've hired a new crew. I take Tuesdays off to paint the sea I finally own. One evening I look at the bank statement. The numbers are growing. For the first time, the sight doesn't trigger resentment. I whisper to the empty wheelhouse, a promise to the woman who kept paying. "It's over. I'm free." When I stopped being their anchor, I finally learned how to sail.